Right, so just as promised, Ifakwa Singh is here with Journeys Interactive.
Hello, and we are taking your comments on former Attorney General Martin Amidu's claims that investigative journalist Anas Arimeyao Anas is working fraudulently. If you are single, do you think you are getting too old and it's time for you to marry? Depending on which side of the age bracket you are on, this news may either please you or make you anxious. It's time to hear from you on the interactive segment of Joy News Prime. This part of the show is brought to you by the Smartphone Network. Do you want more talk, longer text, more value for data? Why don't you sign up for an Airtel 2 Match Pack? *202#. That's the number to dial. Where to contribute to the program, however, I will share that with you right after this. I'm Ifakwa Harrison. Join me. Thanks for staying. Now let me announce our social media platforms, and you can get interactive with us on Facebook, Twitter, and on WhatsApp. Find us on Joy News on TV, that's for Facebook and for Twitter. And our WhatsApp number is 0560800000. The number again is 0560800000. That's the quickest way to send a message to us. I'll read your messages out in real time. Now, today, the back and forth between investigative journalist Anas Arimeyao Anas and former Attorney General Martin Amidu has gotten a lot of people's attention. So much that what the journalist's investigative company is called and the rights under which the company operates is up for question. The former AG says the Tiger PI team is a fraudulent institution. Anas is asking for proof. The question of the day is whether Martin Amidu is trying to discredit the journalist. So, is Anas an agent of the state or not, and do you care? Let's find out from the public.
If Martin Amidu is to come out and say that what Anas did was, in other words, was being bribed to do or to bring or to expose those charges, it's not right, because unless Martin Amidu has a point or he's giving the proof that yes, I have this and this to show that he was being paid off, until then Anas stands out.
Okay, so would you still believe in Anas after all these allegations?
Of course, yes, I do believe in him, because what he's doing here, for the judges, we know we're not supposed to do that. And then if he's able to come out from all this risk, he's able to come out and to expose them, I think he's the best one.
This Anas expose has brought up a lot of issues in our society, and everybody is trying to just find a ways and means to rather say what he did is not credible. But I think he's wrong, because if it happened to be that he were to be a victim of those circumstances where Anas brought up those issues, he wouldn't have been speaking the way he's doing now. I believe in him because he's doing very well. I wish I even had the opportunity to work with him.
We have companies like KPMG who have been paid to do certain kind of these jobs. So I don't see anything bad with Anas doing the same thing here. So I think he's trying to discredit Anas. He has given us enough evidence to prove to us that there are certain things pertaining corruption going on in our country.
So those are your views from the streets, but what are you saying on social media? And already WhatsApp is buzzing with your messages. Let me take a few of them before we go over to Israelite for your Facebook comments. And this one says, Martin Amidu risks eroding his credibility. I'm disappointed. Is he a friend to some of the corrupt judges? And this from Abigail Aqua, who is watching the show in Kumasi. And then let's see, this one says, Martin Amidu should rather... I lost that one, because you're sending in your messages so fast. Let me read this one. This is from Dasbora in Tema. He says, Amidu and Anas should stop the chicken fist over Facebook and settle that battle in the boxing arena like Aite Powers and Bukum Banku. So this is what Dasbora in Tema has to say. This one says, what citizen vigilante is doing is far below the belt. And this one is from Emmanuel Drafo in Ahinsan Estate in Kumasi. and still WhatsApp messages coming in. This one says, I am totally confused as to what Martin's aim is. I know, right? And this one is from Roxin, Roxin is sending us this message. This one is from Mohammed Astro in Damongo, he says Martin Amidu has no proof for his allegations. And this one says, I think Anas is on the right path. Please tell Mr. Amidu to bring his evidence. And this one is from Barakat in Accra. Isha, what do you have on Facebook?
All right, so we have some messages on Facebook, and it comes under the story. Government is dealing with fraudulent Tiger Eye PI Martin Amidu. So it goes, Eric says, shameful. Now we know the meaning of your noise, you traitor, how dare you. I mean, that's a pretty strong word to use against
really
Martin
harsh
Amidu.
Words.
Right, so Shifman says, please don't try desperately to lose your credibility. Mohammed says, Amidu is the most corrupt person in this country for not coming out with evidence prior to his allegations. Whoever shields a criminal is himself a master criminal. David Nanakwesiamakwa says, if indeed Anas accepted that he worked for the government and was giving a diplomatic passport by the government, you meant a service passport by the government in 2013, then there will be some iota of truth. Let the investigations begin. Fred says, Boss Amidu, don't destroy your reputation, for it will live longer than you. Moses Padimore says, no fact, man. Impervious says, so this man won't shut up, man. Just making noise all over. Why? Echo says, why don't we give Mr. Amidu the benefit of the doubt to prove how substantive his allegations are? He may be right. After all, even Jesus is a hoax to some people. Isaac says, Massa, come out and stop talking nothing good. You have been in school before and lean. Okay, not quite getting your message. But those are some of the messages you've posted on the story. But there's yet another link that we posted. This was the reaction of the lawyer, yes, which we posted. And then we also have Anas reacting to Martin Amidu and some of the comments. This Anas man could be black. I don't quite get it. Anas, show MP's video now. Shiftman says, so who is telling us the truth? And a few of your comments on Facebook.
All right, so those are some of the comments on this particular issue. Now, Israel, how old were you when you got married?
I think I was 29.
29.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, if you're already married, chip in and let us know when you got married and if this survey has any merit. But if you're anxious to get married, well, a new study, yes, we have another study today too. This one seems to suggest people should get married between the ages of 28 and 32. So I guess Israel was in that bracket. And how long have you been married for?
Yeah, so we've been married for like 12 years.
12 years.
Yeah.
12 years and counting. Nice one. So to lower the chances of getting divorced, and that's even within the first 5 years of marriage, a study that was done by a sociologist at the University of Utah, that's Nick Ofinger, says people who get married between 28 and 32 are less likely to divorce. He says divorce is most likely when one marries from the teenage years to the late 20s, and then early 30s it picks up again to about 5%. That's from the late 30s to early 40s. So what do you have to say about this particular survey?
If the person really loves the person, I don't think the person divorces a person after 5 years if there's an actual basis before you get married.
Divorce depends. Divorce can happen anytime, whatever age, and it depends on the people involved. So if you get married at 20 and you want to divorce, you divorce. Whatever age you want to divorce.
I mean, people choose to marry when they want to, or maybe because of some things. And so, like 32, it may be late, but then it won't lead to divorce. If there's real love, then it will really last.
If it's your time to marry at that age, then definitely there's nothing like divorce. Maybe it will depend on, because they are aggressive or they want to get married, so they get into their marriage without thinking about the person's background or anything. So that also may be an effect of the divorce situation, not the age at all.
And we are getting married to, if you're really 35 years or 32 years of age, it depends the one you're going to get married to, in the sense that maybe you really already know the person, and since you know the person, he knows the do's and don'ts of the person. So I don't think the research will be that loud about the age is a factor.
It depends on the relationship between the two couples. If there is not enough love, that's where it fails. So I don't think the age matters, because love is not about age.
A lot of varied opinions there. Well, Isha, what do you think about this particular study? 28 to 32, good age to get a lasting marriage?
I think it's a good age, but I'm not sure about the study actually working that well. It's just a study. I'm not sure about it.
And I think there are other things too that, would have to...
You seem to be fairly mature at that age. How about you?
I got married when I was 26.
So you fall out of the bracket?
I fall out of the bracket.
But do you think that...
No, everyone matures differently. So, you might have a 24-year-old or a 23-year-old who is mature enough to get married and stay married. Would you say
at 26 you were very mature?
Yeah, I was ready.
Ready?
Yeah, ready
and mature
enough to get married. And in this part of the world, we're old enough to get married.
I like the matured bit that you added to it. Mature.
Let's see what people are saying about this particular study. And this one says, divorce will happen whenever it will happen, and this research can't be true. Boys are bro. This one is from Schiffman in Kumasi. And this one is from Nihad, who says he got married at 22. At that time, I felt I was young, but then it was worth it because my married life is the best thing that has happened to me. That's a nice one there. This one says a friend got married at 22 to a 19-year-old lady, and they stayed together for 16 years. I don't believe their findings. What is their methodology? This from Isaac in Akim, South Israel.
All right, so I have one comment coming through. Schiffman says, I don't believe that age bracket has anything to do with marriage problems. But then on Facebook, we have quite a number of messages. Of course, as I strongly disagree, age isn't a fundamental prerequisite to lifetime marriage. What matters most is maturity. You can be 32 and still act like a teenager. Marriage requires total commitment. That's true. Umar says, join news you see, you have based your reportage much on political issues, so much so that people think you are diverting your purpose when you post things that have no political ingredients. I don't quite get your point. Nan Thomas says, I don't think this is true. What will be the cause of divorce if you two love each other so much? Prosper says it's a lie. Salif Wanha says, I don't believe in it. So those are some of your comments.
All right, well, we'll have more of your comments when we come back right after this. It's still the interactive segment on Joy News Prime with me, Ifwa Harris, and of course Israeli is here, and he has some trends on Twitter. All
right, so Martin Amidu is trending on Twitter. If you check his like number 8
Ghana trends.
On Ghana Trends, and they posted some photos. I mean, you see the photos. You know the way they like to use photos to tell a story. So this one, Debris, says Martin Amidu. And I'm sure they're just looking at the photos, suggesting that they're looking at Martin Amidu in a queer way. And then SL says, let's give some credit to Martin Amidu, but apparently Efadate has been saying some things about it. And then Martin Amidu, okay, so here you find some guy in a hole of some sort, and he's just all there by himself. I'm sure they're referring to Martin Amidu. And there's some photos, of course, of Anas on the train. And then... so there's this update. Anas admits he's a paid undercover agent of government. And let's give some credit to Martin Amidu, but it is improper to politicize Anas's mistake. That's a fact that is speaking there. Novici says, today the beloved of Anas are claiming that Martin Amidu has breached his oath of office as minister by revealing secrets of his office. There's another trend that I would want to take you to. Do you know about the Hello Challenge?
Tell us about it.
All right, so Hello Challenge is where people get on, they start a conversation with someone you haven't engaged with in a long time. They start a conversation with you, and they essentially you don't have them on your contacts, and they start a conversation. You're wondering who it is. So here, this one says, so they start a conversation, hello, and then
Hi.
This one says, hi, Tin, it's me. Who? Is that I was wondering if after all these years you'd like to meet to go over everything. But wait, how are you gonna say hi, Tin, then say who? It depends on what you want to talk about. So apparently they're using the lyrics of Adele's song, Hello, which is trending. So it's trending as Hello Challenge. And you have a number of them just going on and on and on and on. I think it's quite interesting. Maybe something you'd like to try yourself. So those are the other trend I think that's interesting is the Hello Challenge, Maxing Amidu, new music, Mijinemu. I think that's another track also.
And of course, a lot of people are talking about Martin Amidu on WhatsApp. But that's all time will allow us for this edition of Joy News Interactive on the evening edition of Joy News Prime. The segment is brought to you by Airtel. Enjoy more talk, longer text, and all the internet browsing you want with an Airtel 2-match pack. The number to dial is *202#. My name is Ifwa Akwa Harrison. Good evening.
Joy News